and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michala and I make videos about journaling and all things cozy. In today's video, I want to just do an update on my Traveler's Notebook standard size and how I've been using it and the plans I'm making to update or change my system a little bit for 2026. So I'm going to try to light this candle. The wick is pretty low, but I'm going to try to light it and then we'll get started. Okay, I had to pivot in my plans a little bit. If you saw, my match broke and it wasn't lighting, but I did get the wick to light after all. So with that lit, let's get started. It's very bright and sunny right now, so hopefully everything looks okay. But this is my Traveler's Notebook standard size. I have this ribbon on the side and I have this charm I made with just out of beads that I tied to the elastic holder up here. I have this light blue elastic on the journal that came with the olive cover. Originally it had more of an olive color band, but it did come with this blue one, so I just swapped that out over the summer. I have my little charms on here that I still like. I have this pen holder which will not fit my Pilot pen. It is not very stretchy and like you can see it's starting to crack just from trying to put larger pens in there. It fits this Muji pen really well, but that's a really thin pen. So next year I might get a different pen clip, something maybe like stretchy or just different. Definitely comment and let me know your favorite pen clips if you want to recommend me one, because I'm going to be looking for something different for next year. And other than the pen clip on the outside, I think I will want to change this ribbon. I think I just want to change, it's like a chiffon type ribbon that frays at the edges, which originally I liked the look of, but I think I might take that off completely or swap it for a different ribbon. And then on the inside, I have already changed a few things. I still have my autumn dashboard, which I'm going to keep for a little longer because winter really doesn't start until December 21st, and this lets me just keep the beautiful autumnal looking colors here a little longer. Over here I have some dot stickers inside the pouch. The back of my dashboard is just stamped with butterflies, so that's what those are from. I have this big ginkgo leaf sticker that I like just to look at. And here is my vision board and like collaging special moments or memories type of insert. I'll show you. So if I want to write a lot about something in particular, sometimes I'll come in here and make a spread and write about it. This one is one from spring that I liked how it turned out. There's this one where I included a book cover. I don't really do that anymore, but I was talking about the books that I was currently reading, and I wrote some about these flowers I took pictures of in my mom's garden. And yeah, I just like to do kind of collagey spreads in here. And then lately what I've been doing are vision boards. So like here's one for my bedroom where I printed out some different items I'm thinking about getting, and I made this like flip board with different paintings of mine so I could see what they would look like above my new dresser. That one was fun to make. And then I did this one for fashion to kind of consider different items I'm thinking about buying but spend more time looking at them and just kind of trying to curate simple things. Like I already had jeans like these, so I thought maybe these tops would go well, and I liked the different ideas of shoes to wear and bags to pair with them. So just trying to kind of revamp my wardrobe a little bit. I made this spread at the end of August to wrap up. August is one of my favorite months, and I did a lot of things in August, so I put a lot of my favorite hobbies, and we went to the beach and my song I was listening to and just stuff like that. And then I've also been putting in photography that I've been thinking about. So my own photos just printed off my home printer, nothing super high quality, but putting them in here and writing my thoughts about them and what I like and what I'd like to continue in terms of like photo series, or if I want to continue getting photographs like these ones. That's kind of my thoughts behind that. And then I took out my diary insert, and I am still loving this one. Is my weekly plus memo, and I'll flip through that in a second. But I wanted to kind of talk about my diary that I took out. So it's this big sterling ink insert with a bunch of pages, which I got at the beginning of the year. I've only had this traveler's notebook since February of this year. So this is my first year using a traveler's notebook. And one of the things I wanted to try out was the Tomo River paper type insert with a lot of pages, because I wasn't used to, with traveler's notebook, the size of the inserts. Some of them I was filling up quickly, and then I would just put them to the side because they were full. But I found myself wanting to have an insert that I kept around for longer, and I really like the feel of crinkly paper and flipping through it and seeing more writing in here over time makes me want to write in here more. So that's why I got this. And overall, I don't regret it. I think it was really good to try out, and I think I will still use it. It's not even halfway full, but I just found myself not really using this type of insert as much, at least in this notebook. So some of my plans, sorry, my son came in and asked me something and I lost my train of thought, but I was saying that I think with every new journal system, there comes trial and error to figure out what you like and what you don't like. And there are a lot of things I like about this insert, and I do like that it lies flat, which is something about traveler's notebook inserts that is not always the case. They don't always lie flat, but this one, at least, you know, where I was at in the journal, it was lying pretty flat. So I think I'll still find a way to use this. I have a couple ideas. I won't get into that right now, but I think I'll find a way to use this. But for now, I've been liking my traveler's notebook, just really simple with these two inserts. This one that I visit once or twice a month, and this one that I visit every week. I write a blurb about the day, and then at the end of the week, I collage pictures. I go on my phone, is like a Google phone connected to my computer, so I'm sure Apple phones can do the same thing. I go through my phone photo album on my computer and select any photos from this week that I like, and I print them off, sometimes on regular paper, sometimes on sticker paper, and I just collage them in here, and I use Canva to size them and to like cut the background out of certain photos. So I've been really liking this insert a lot. Been liking it so much that I already ordered the dated weekly plus memo for 2026. So it'll be a blue color, and it will have like dates already in here, and it has a little calendar area up here. So I won't be able to use this the same. But I have a couple ideas of how I might change up my layouts in here anyway. So I went ahead and got the dated because I thought with the amount of time that will save me not having to set up this side of the spread, I think I will use that time to set up this side a little differently, and I might do my trackers different. I might have them take up less space because I haven't always been using them that efficiently. I'm not always sure I want to track anything, if that makes sense. I've been loving the weekly media section though, and writing down the book or books I'm reading, games I'm playing, and movies I'm watching. Movies or TV, I just call it movies because it kind of is the same amount of letters as these other words down here. So that I've been really liking, but I might change up this area. But yeah, I think just having the two inserts in here for now is just a nicer hand feel, to be honest. It's nice and not too thick. I think something about the long size of Traveler's Notebook I was not liking paired with the thick inserts. It just was very chunky, and I don't know how to explain, but if you're someone who also likes things that feel good in your hand, maybe you know what I'm talking about. And it can't always be explained because I bet it's different for everyone, but like this passport size feels so good in my hands. I just love the almost more square dimensions. Obviously it's not square, but like a 4:5 ratio as opposed to like 4:7 type ratio, if that makes sense. I don't know if those ratios are exact, but I think you get my point. I like something a little more equal in height and width for whatever reason, except for with this insert. I love this insert and I like it just the way it is. So I decided to, like I said, get the dated weekly plus memo, which comes with both halves of the year, I believe. So two inserts, one for the first 6 months, one for the second 6 months of the year. And I think that will be how I continue to use my Traveler's standard size notebook for next year. And then something I bought to kind of replace my diary insert is I believe it's Nicole Josephine. She's a smaller creator who creates her own journal, kind of like a Hobonichi, a little bit, except for her setup of her pages is very different. I'll try to put a picture or something so you can see. I pre-ordered her forest planner is what it's called. I pre-ordered it a while back and it's finally shipped. So that will be arriving soon, and it's a B6 size. And that's kind of one of the biggest things I'm refining throughout all my journals and getting back into journaling this year. I've learned that size is really important to me, and I think B6 will be a really fun size to try. So I'm going to use that as like diary / just like random notes. I'm going to be kind of messy with it, and then I'm going to continue to use my traveler's notebook as keeping up just memories from the day and putting pictures at the end of the week. So for the forest planner, I don't plan to print off photos for that one, but mostly just put stickers or like ephemera from throughout my days, more like this one. Like I'll show you, like this isn't taped in here yet, but I have this like coffee that I was trying that I'm just going to tape in here, and I'll use that B6 forest planner more like how I was using this one. But I think having them exist in different places, I'll actually like better. I really want to be someone who can have all my journals in one, but it was just getting to be kind of a lot for me. And I work from home and watch my kids at home, and I'm pretty much always home. So I'm not really taking my journals with me a lot of places. So I will leave this journal by my bedside and write about my day at the end of every day. And at the end of the week, I come to my desk and fill out the photo area, like I said, and put some stickers in. And then my B6 size journal I'll use as a diary, and I'll just bring it around the house probably, or sit in a chair that I like to sit in the morning with my coffee and just write thoughts about the day or little things like that to almost remind me of what to write in here, if that makes sense. So just writing like notes or whatever I want throughout the day. Then at the end of the day, I'll be able to come and summarize my day in here, in this insert, and use this for memory keeping. So that will be more for just thoughts, and this will be more for memory keeping. Here are a couple spreads I haven't shown you. I showed you this one briefly. My husband and I had our anniversary on this week, and I had this pumpkin sweater that you can see a little bit that I wanted to document, and my kids got new PJs and were just, I don't know, really cute on the couch. So I included a picture of them and me and my daughter. And then the later weeks in October, I did a lot of different things. Some of this stuff I documented in my fall vlog that I posted, but just took some pictures of the fall leaves. I went to a pumpkin patch. I watched over the garden wall. That's what this picture is from. And I read the graphic novel, Garlic and the Vampire, which was also really beautiful. So a lot of like graphically beautiful shows and books I was reading. And then I made, it's hard to see what this picture is, but I made a pumpkin coffee cake. That was really good. So this was a very autumn-filled week. And I was reading or listening to on audiobook The Discovery of Witches as well, and really enjoyed that. But so for my first 6 months of using this Weekly Plus memo insert, I have November and December left to put in here. But I have been liking it more and more, to be honest. I love looking through the spreads, even when I have messy handwriting mistakes. I just love all of the memories that I see and am reminded of. I started on this week going back to kind of pointing out some things about the photos, just little brief captions or descriptions. Journal haul from Journal Say, that's also in my October or autumn vlog if you want to watch that. My kids and their friends were all different Spider-Men, not planned, but it was really cute, and so we took a picture of them. My kids colored pumpkins. These memories are just very precious, and it really makes me happy to flip through here and have everything documented like this. It's been really rewarding, so I definitely want to continue this system for next year. The book I was reading was Upstream by Mary Oliver, which is a collection of essays. She's a poet and has a lot of poems. I have a book of poems by her, but this Upstream is more a collection of essays. So I've been slowly making my way through that book. I started playing a game called Grimshire, which is like a farming game where all the characters are animals, but you have to collect enough food for everyone to survive. So it's a little bit of a survival game as well. And we watched Spirited Away, which was the first time my kids had seen that movie, and they really liked it. I put these stickers, are all from a roll from the washi tape shop of like a fall festival. And these girls have fish lanterns, which I thought was really cute. And then these bunnies and moons were all on that roll too, so I included those, and I really like how fall it is. These are like little squirrels sitting by a campfire, which I thought was really funny. Kind of funny, but also really cute, and I just love all the colors in that photo. And then this, it's like a little moon behind clouds. I was doing really good with my reading every day. Reading or listening to an audiobook, I counted it the same. And then I accidentally moved to check marks, which doesn't matter at all, but I thought was kind of funny. I've been doing X's the whole time, and then I moved to check marks without even thinking about it. This spread, I did kind of some more of like the lantern theme. I was just really liking this sticker roll. It was just really fun and easy. I like how some of the stickers were smaller like this and some were larger, so that was fun to use. I cut out this picture of these rolls of washi tape that I got in a haul, so I just kind of cut that out and stuck it on here. And then I have me holding my Steam Deck playing Palia. I've been getting into the game Palia a little bit more, just playing it here and there. I know with the amount of games I play, it probably seems like a game a lot, but honestly, I just game a little bit every night, if that, and then listen to an audiobook. But then sometimes I like to go through phases where I'm reading physical books, and so I won't game for like a long time. But for a while there, I was playing Palia every night. I'm listening to A Discovery of Witches, and I thought that was really fun because there's not much audio I needed to hear in this game, so I was just kind of running around farming and playing and exploring while listening to a book. And then I, this week, got to go to the Stardew Valley Symphony of Seasons, which is like a orchestra playing of the songs from the game Stardew Valley. I went with my sister-in-law and my brother and my husband, and that was really fun. It was at the Fox Theater. This is not the picture I took that night. It was nighttime and my picture turned out horribly. We were also walking in like a big line and it started moving quickly, so I just couldn't get a good photo on my phone. But I had a different picture of the Fox Theater that I took previously, so I put that in here. And yeah, this one's more simple. I didn't have that many pictures from the week, but I printed off the little photo from the advertisement for the Symphony of Seasons, and I liked all the different characters and how they were illustrated in this because it's a pixel art game. So seeing the characters illustrated differently was kind of fun. But that was really beautiful. I loved the music. It was so fun and kind of funny at times, and also just really beautiful. I may have cried. Don't judge me. But I also cry really easily lately, so, you know, that doesn't mean too much, but it was very beautiful. Highly recommend, if you like Stardew Valley, going to one of the concerts if you can. For books, I was reading Don't Let the Forest In. I had finished up Discovery of Witches and started a physical book called Don't Let the Forest In, which is like a YA, spooky-ish kind of book, and it was really good. A little dark, a little twisted, but really fast-paced, really interesting, and kind of gave Stranger Things vibes, but with a scary forest. And I really liked that. I want to read other books by this author. I believe the author's name is C.G. Drews or something like that. And then for games, I was playing Town to City and Palia, like I said. Town to City is like kind of like a Sims town builder. It's really cute, really pretty graphics, very addictive. And for movies, I watched an animated movie called Migration with my kids. But yeah, these spreads have just been really fun. This one I kind of got creative. This is my most recent one, and I haven't filled out movies and games yet. My white pen wasn't working on the dark purple, so that's part of why I didn't fill this out. And I don't think I watched any movies this week, but I was going to check and make sure I didn't watch any TV shows. Sometimes I watch a TV show and then I don't really remember it, but it's possible I didn't watch really anything this week, and so I might leave this blank. But I just put some fall pictures. I put a picture of my reading journal that I did this week. I like how it turned out, and sometimes I just like to include a picture of my reading journal in here. It's just kind of fun, and it makes a good little cutout. Something I did in this insert in the beginning was a list of highlights, and so I decided to bring that back. I put Friendsgiving was a highlight. Ordering my first nicer Filofax is something I did, which I'm really excited about. I got a leather Filofax as like a early Christmas present. We had really beautiful fall weather and all the leaves were falling down like all week, really, really beautiful. and we went to a brewery with friends, and that was also really fun. I put some more little stickers from the same fall festival sticker roll, and then I also put some butterflies from a different sticker roll. And this little plant shop is a sticker that I got from Journal Say. They have some sticker rolls I got in my haul from there, and one of the sticker rolls I got was all different types of plant shops, so I put one there. And this is a stamp sticker from the King Soda Gym, something like that, from Jet Pens, that I opened on a haul here on my channel over the summer. But yeah, and then just some, of course, pictures of my kids. Really have been loving this. And then I need to, the beginning here, I have my monthly wrap-ups, and I need to add in my photos for October. I already have them here, but I do like to go ahead and cut in between them. I just think it's like a nice touch just to have them actually separated, so I'm just going to do that real quick. My candle has gone out. I guess my wick still is kind of lost in the wax a bit. I'll need to fix that. There we go. And now I just put them approximately in the order in the month that they happened. So I have this cute picture from an orchard pumpkin patch type place. I went with my kids. They had a hayride. So I have this cute little picture of my kids on the hayride. Picture of me and my daughter just from before church one day. A picture of me and my husband from a different fall festival we went to. My daughter on a swing at a farm. And then my kids in their Halloween costumes. And there we go. I really, really love this spread. It's very fun. I think it's slightly different in the dated weekly plus memo inserts that I'm getting, so I'll have to figure out how I want to use that. But this is really fun and really cute so far, and I'm sure I'll figure out something similar for how to use the dated insert. So there's my weekly plus memo, and now in my kind of collaging insert, I want to do a spread or like mood board for ideas for making my own Christmas decorations. Christmas is coming up really quickly, and I have plenty of decorations that I've bought in the years past, but I rent where I live, and so I have not actually ever gone too crazy with my decorations, but I do think I have plenty of things I've already bought. So this year to keep me from buying more decorations and then maybe having too many and getting kind of overwhelmed, I thought I would just try to make a couple different things. So I have a couple ideas on here for like garland I can make a couple different ways with things I already have. I saw some velvet ribbon garland like this picture, but then I also saw some where it's more of like a chain, like a paper chain, but made with ribbons. That could be really cute. And so I just wanted to make a little mood board or spread to just get myself in the holiday spirit and encourage me to create things this year and not spend too much money. Here's like one of those paper chains I was talking about. There we go. A couple other things I want to make would be like these stars. So this is them hanging from a banister, and this is like a bigger picture. But stars made out of paper I think could be really fun. And then I have a star like hole punch that's a little bit bigger than this, I think. But I could make garland type stuff for my Christmas tree with cutout stars. And I like that they cut out like text from books. So if I had an old book, I could just use my star-shaped cutout. And I think that would look really cute. So I just want to do a simple little layout in here. And I think I'll just start with this photo. This one. This photo is really pretty with some ribbons and then some like beaded garland. And I also have some beads from, I think this time I was making ornaments that I painted on different wooden beads, but I just have a bunch of beads left over from that, so I thought that could be a good use for those, would be like a beaded garland for the fireplace. So I like garlands because there's lots of different places you can put them. And then this is just a color palette to kind of, that I thought was like Christmassy, but just a little different with some pink and some lighter greens as well. My hope is that I can make kind of unique decorations, since I don't always go with a strictly red and green kind of color palette in my house. I like sometimes different colors. So I just wanted to include like a little color palette right there. But I like garland because you can put it pretty much everywhere. You can put it on your tree or across certain walls, or you can put it on your fireplace. And hopefully the color palette will kind of help me stay, I don't know, just reminded of how I want everything to turn out. I like eclectic looking Christmas decorations that are kind of neutral but at the same time colorful here and there. And that can be kind of a hard look to achieve, but hopefully this color palette and this little spread here will help me like stay on track and know how to tie everything in a little bit more. And then I have like this little simmer pot. I mean, this isn't really a simmer pot, but it's like dried oranges and some cranberries and pine cones and things that I could put in just like simple vases. But I also, out of similar ingredients, can make simmer pots, which would be just a nice way to make the house smell really good. This time of day where I'm filming, the sun starts to set. So apologies if the lighting is changing dramatically while I'm filming, but it's what I get for filming with natural light. I just prefer it to, all my other lights cause like glare and stuff really bad, so I prefer natural light if I can. And then one thing I like to do is just take some washi tapes. I have this like tiered washi tape holder with just some solid color washi tapes. I like to put these little strips of washi tape that kind of match the colors of the spread, just to kind of look like, I guess like they're holding up the pictures a little bit, kind of like I taped them in here, but of course I glued them in here so they're a little more solid. But okay, so my phone died and it's a little bit later, and so if things moved around, that's why I had to take my phone off and plug it in. And then I noticed a couple places where I need to tape a little more. But yeah, I was just saying I like to get some of my washi tapes in solid colors and place them around so that it looks more like collage mood board with the different pictures looking like they're taped in here. So I like that a lot. And then I don't normally add a bunch of like decoration or anything. I just keep it simple. But sometimes I like to take my Muji pen and just write myself notes. So like between these two velvet ribbon different garlands, I'm just going to like make a note that I want to do one or the other, not both of them, but just, you know, make a note like do one of these with velvet ribbon. Create one of these garlands with velvet ribbon. And then just, I like to just add the arrows, I think are just fun. And then I'll put here, make centerpieces and simmer pot. Over here I'll put use star punch and cut out kids art. I think I'll have my kids make some artwork and make this garland with me, and then punch out pieces of their artwork with the star hole punch so that they can help me make this one, and it'll be a fun project for them. And then down here, create paper stars and simple wreaths. I have a wreath on here that's pretty simple with just more velvet ribbon and just two bells hanging in the middle there. So I thought that could be fun to do. But yeah, I really like this little spread and how it turned out. And I like to just do these things seasonally and kind of make mood or vision boards. It's just fun, honestly. And it does remind me of the things I was thinking about. And I also like that it gets me off my phone. So instead of just pulling up Pinterest all the time, I can just look in this notebook. And I just like anytime I can kind of get offline or get off my phone and make more tactile little versions of Pinterest things in my inserts in here. So with my weekly plus memo updated and my scrapbooky vision board insert updated, that is everything I wanted to show you guys. I am excited for 2026 and all the plans I have. Some things I'm going to keep the same. Like I said, I'm going to keep using the weekly plus memo, and I like that I've simplified my setup. The weekly plus memo will be dated, which will be really nice because I won't have to set up that part of it. And That will give me more time for creativity in other areas, and I might switch up how I'm doing the right-hand page in my Weekly Plus memo. And then I'm hoping to get a new pen clip and redecorate maybe my journal a little bit just to freshen it up. I know it can be easy to want to buy new journals, switch up your system, different things like that during this time of the year when everyone's getting excited about their new journals, but I would definitely encourage trying to stick with one of your journals. There's nothing wrong with getting new things if that's what you want to do. It is a fun hobby. And like I said, I have a new journal coming in that's a B6 size because I'm still getting to know what size journals I like. But I'm excited to keep using my traveler's notebook and find out different ways to just keep making it suit me even better. And a little tip, if you are looking to encourage yourself to stick with the journals you already have, I would definitely recommend making a Pinterest board that primarily is showing people's spreads and photos with the journal you have. For example, I have a journaling Pinterest board, and most of my images on there are traveler's notebooks. So it's just a good board for me to go to on my Pinterest when I'm feeling like a little like I want a change. I can just look at how others are using the same notebook I already have and the different ways they're laying out their spreads or their pages, and it inspires me to keep using and loving what I already have. But definitely comment and let me know if you are getting new journals for the new year or if you're using something you already have. Let me know if you are simplifying or if you are diversifying your journal and planner setup. I am staying pretty similar to what I did in 2025 for 2026, but I'm switching up my sizes. So I have the B6 coming in. That will be a new size for me. And then I use a Filofax as my planner. That's like my true like planner where I plan things for work. I don't show that super often because it does have like notes from my jobs. But I ordered a smaller one. I'm actually going to the pocket size because without getting into too much of my personal stuff, I'm just thinking I will have less job stuff, and I love the pocket size Filofax. So I am keeping my personal size cover, and I'm just switching to using the smaller cover next year. And I'm really excited because I really love this little traveler's notebook size, and the pocket is similar to that. So I think that's a big thing I've learned in 2025 is just what sizes I like, what feels good to me, and I'm excited to keep going with my traveler's notebook that I love and then add some subtle shifts to my other notebooks. But yeah, comment and let me know what you guys are planning for 2026. My next video, I'm hoping to make a leather cover for my B6 journal. I'm making it myself because I looked far and wide around for a B6 cover that was not incredibly expensive, and I couldn't find one, so I'm going to try to make one myself. So if you are interested in seeing that, definitely stick around, and I'd love it if you would subscribe if you aren't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!